Hey everybody, I'm Shane Ireland. Welcome to another episode of Tasting Notes. Today I'm revisiting an old friend, Cornell Diehl's We Three Kings. It's one of three Cornell Diehl holiday blends meant to commemorate the holiday season. And actually, We Three Kings has long been my favorite out of all of those. I think it's basically, we do classify it as an aromatic. It does have a noticeable flavoring, but it is so subtle and so well incorporated into the blend and into the tobaccos that form the base of the blend that I consider this really more of a crossover. This is something that you can absolutely get away with smoking in a Virginia pipe or a burley pipe and not really risk much ghosting of any flavor. But it still has such a nice, warm, inviting, and pleasant fragrance to those around you that you can probably also get away with smoking it in mixed company over the holidays. So let's get into the tin note, and I'll relight here and we'll talk a little bit about that. We Three Kings, it's a blend of Black Cavendish, equal measures of red and bright Virginia, and a little bit of specially sourced Catarini Turkish leaf. To that, a proprietary, actually I'm not sure if Jeremy is disclosing all of this or not, but basically you have a top dressing that comprises vanilla, cinnamon, allspice, and a handful of other things. But yes, mostly you're getting this really lovely vanilla and these like warming spices that are evocative of the holidays. Yeah, like cookies and maybe a little bit of mulled wine, something like that. Really, really nice tin note. I love the cut of this too. You have some chunkier pieces of pressed Virginia leaf and some chunkier pieces of Cavendish. And then we have some really delicate bright ribbon and what I assume is also the Turkish in here. But yeah, really, really nice. Lots of different colors going on. A bit of a wild cut in the sense that there's different ribbon sizes and some compressed tobacco. I find that it loads really, really well into a variety of pipes. This one also burns nice and smooth and slow. Yeah, the tin note, I would say you do have some bready, like Virginia and even maybe some of the sort of like earthy and floral notes from the Turkish leaf. But mostly it's just a really nice mild sweetness. Vanilla definitely there, maybe even a little bit of barrel character, like from your favorite American spirits. You know, you have something that's like aged in a barrel and it picks up that char and that vanilla and maybe even a touch of that chocolatey kind of a note. And definitely some warming spices and like baked goods. It's super inviting out of the tin, definitely not overpowering. I think that going into this blind, one would guess that there is a flavoring, but whether it was like a slight casing or a top note, really kind of hard to tell. Like I said, everything here is so well integrated and balanced that it doesn't slap you in the face with aroma. The natural tobacco really comes through, both in the tin note and the smoke. Even from the first light, big, big, big amounts of flavor. I mean, it's like, it's putting off a ton of smoke. It's coating the palate. It's got a nice density to it. Very creamy. The vanilla comes through, but like I said, most of what I get, even off of the first light and as the bowl progresses as well, is the natural tobacco flavors. I mean, this is definitely a crossover blend in my mind. It's Virginia forward. I do get a tiny bit of the Turkish influence, particularly as the bowl progresses. But to me, this smokes like a straight Virginia with a mild flavoring. So mild that, like, you know, as the bowl progresses and the flavoring melds even more with the natural tobacco flavors, I begin to question whether or not I actually consider this an aromatic. Again, baked goods, the perfect amount of sweetness, just enough to remind you that it's there without being cloying. Sort of malty and bready character from the Virginias really comes through, which is very complementary to the vanilla and also to the warming spices. I also think that those of us that tend to smoke Virginias or English mixtures, Oriental mixtures, Burleys, whatever, and that we're occasional aromatic smokers, one thing that We Three Kings does and has to offer is a surprising amount of complexity. And again, it's not really coming from the flavoring, it's coming from the base tobaccos. And all of them are chosen so well that they complement the warming spices and the vanilla very, very well. And that's just the experience you get throughout the whole bowl. Tiny bit of spice on the retrohale. Definitely some of that vanilla as sort of a supporting player there. But really, I feel like this just this just deserves to be smoked. Don't worry about the classification. Don't worry about whether it's an aromatic, what pipe you're going to smoke it in. This is so versatile and so forgiving, I think, of packing technique and chamber size and all the other factors that go into this. It's really, really easy just to have a good smoke with We Three Kings in any of your typical briars. I've chosen Cornell Diehl Durham Dawn to smoke this in. I haven't gotten a new cob in a while, and I wanted something else that I could dedicate to aromatics. Just because in my mind, there's always been this association that like cobs, especially a high quality one with a good stem, really serves that purpose well. I don't really have to worry too much about babying the pipe or whatever. I can just kind of go and smoke, lock and load and smoke. And I appreciate that about cobs in general. But I would encourage you to try this in clay, meerschaum, briar, whatever you normally prefer. You're going to get varying levels of sweetness, a little bit more of that vanilla coming through, and varying levels of the sort of base tobaccos being the main player, which I think is the theme throughout the smoke with We Three Kings, is that really it's those red and bright Virginias and that Turkish leaf that shine most of the way through. I should say Catarini Turkish leaf. Whether you're an aromatic smoker that's looking for something that's going to fit a number of occasions throughout your day and probably be an all-day smoke for you, or you're like me and you normally smoke Virginias, Virginia Periques, and the occasional English mixture, and you really want something that can be enjoyed in mixed company throughout the holidays, We Three Kings is a great option. This one I actually believe also does cellar very well because of the base tobaccos and the minimal amount of flavoring. So you can go deep on this one and save it for future holiday seasons. But really fresh right out of the tin might be the pinnacle for this. I mean, I really love how it is right away, fresh out of the tin. And there's plenty of time right now to stock up before the holidays. So do your loved ones a favor, get some We Three Kings and grab a pipe and enjoy it over the holiday season. See you guys.